Hi, Mama Pearl here. Welcome to day 20 of Vlogmas. And today is really going to be vlogging. I want to share with you my intake that I had for at the local mental health counseling center. I went in today. I made an appointment last week. And so I went in today at my appointment time. And they do have crisis centers, but I do not feel I'm in crisis. I want to heal from this. It's troubling. And I want to share with you the process, hopefully to demystify it a little bit, because I know that I had a lot of anxiety and a lot of fears. There's a lot of stigma around counseling and around PTSD. You don't have to be a combat veteran. There's a list of different traumatic events that I had to check which ones I had experienced. Tornado, hurricane, acts of nature like floods, or property damage, a car accident, a house fire, those things. You can get PTSD. You can from something as simple as a car accident. How severe it is how severe your reactions are to it. Avoidance of situations, like if you've been in a car accident, you may not want to ride in a car afterwards. You might get a lot of anxiety. You might have flashbacks and remember the accident, and it's unpleasant to you. You might not sleep well, have nightmares. Your quality of life goes down. The things that you used to enjoy, you just can't seem to get back on the horse, you know what I mean? And my generation, that's how we were raised, though, is when you fell down, well, you got back up and you kept going, and it doesn't have to be that way. So when I got there, we sat down, filled out some paperwork. The first paper we filled out was just my basic information, the patient information form with my address and phone number and all that other stuff, and the insurance But I know a lot of states you don't even have to have insurance. A lot of counseling centers do based on your income. So if you have no income, your fees are very, very low. Anyway, then the next couple forms were questionnaires about what traumatic events I've experienced in my life. And I said yes to just about every one of them. And then how you deal with those traumas, And I met the criteria. I knew I did when I filled out the checklist. And then I sat and waited, and then my intake counselor came and got me. And another paper I got to fill out was a paper that showed my intake counselor's credentials, her educational background, and her certifications. And that was comforting to me because I got to see, that yes, she has the schooling and the credentials and the certificates and the licenses that I felt she was capable of making a good diagnosis for it. So we went up to her office, and she said, she had a questionnaire on her computer, and she would be asking me questions and typing out my answers. And I have a tendency to ramble because I keep a lot up in here. And when it's like, if you poke a hole in the dam wall, dam wall, the little leak will start, but it'll get more and more. And, I have a tendency to overshare. And she assured me that when I had talked enough to give her enough answer to the question, she would simply ask the next question. And she wasn't being rude or cutting me off. But when she had the information she needed to move on, we would move on. And I thanked her for that. And it helped me because I didn't have to worry about what I said as much. And I could relax and just be honest and let the answers come. That took Oh, I guess it took about 30, 45 minutes maybe. And at the end of the questionnaire, she said, okay, I'm going to put down a diagnosis of PTSD. I know you mentioned anxiety, but that is part of the PTSD. And I felt relief. I did. Now the monster has a name, and it's PTSD. And knowing is half the battle. And all the anxiety I had had about going to that appointment, and all the fear and the guilt, because when I was raised, you don't talk about personal stuff. And I'm sorry, that's wrong. And sometimes you have to. And so we set up my appointment with a counselor, and it'll be in a week or so. And we'll get started on working on my PTSD and helping me find my value again and getting me back to my old self, or maybe getting me to my new self. I told you, 2019 is all about me and getting me back to being a person. If you're not feeling like yourself, if something a voice in your head is telling you, or a voice in your heart is telling you, that you're just not strong enough, it's okay to listen to it, and it's okay to make a phone call. Do a quick Google search for your local counseling or mental health center. Give them a call. And you don't have to be in crisis to get help. In fact, they prefer you get help before you're in crisis, because then it's easier to manage, and you're much more receptive to help when you are being proactive about your own health. Don't wait until the straw breaks and all of a sudden, people are concerned about you. Be concerned for yourself. So, I hope you have found, if you're having troubles, I hope you found a little peace in hearing how easy it is to get an intake assessment and how easy it is to get through it. I cried very little. It was not painful, because I knew that this is just a step to putting the past to rest. I don't want to say getting better or getting well, because this isn't an illness. This isn't a disease. It's termed as a disorder, a disordering of your thoughts, a disordering of your emotions, a disordering of your whole system. And so I want to get back in order. I like that a lot better than getting well, because I'm going to live with this the rest of my life. They can't just erase the memories. Like, what was that movie? Wasn't there a Jim Carrey movie where he went and had his memories erased? I've never seen that movie. I never really wanted to. But having my memories erased is not something I want. I don't want to forget. I want to reorder them, and find my value again. And that was the last thing I shared with her. When she asked, what are your goals? And I said, well, my first goal is I want to find my value. And my second goal is I want to set some real goals, and I want to feel successful. So it doesn't hurt a bit to reach out and get help if you need it. And I'm going to keep vlogging after the first of the year about my experiences with counseling. Eventually I will be seeing a psychiatrist and probably getting some medication. They usually give antidepressants. They don't give tranquilizers or anything like that. Usually it's antidepressants. And there are several different types, and we may have to go through a couple before we find the one that helps. But I have a lot more hope. I have relief. I mean, knowing's half the battle. And I feel, I don't know, uncharted territory, you know. It's hard to leave your demons behind when your demons are all you've had. But anyway, I wanted to share, I really wanted to share this and put it out there, you know, and don't let other people convince you that you don't need help. If you feel like you need help, get help. It's readily available. In the news recently, the Saturday Night Live actor, Peter Davidson, I think is his name. Don't wait that long, you know. Don't make it where you have to have a welfare check and things like that. You know if you need help. And it's so easy to get help these days. To the haters, to the skeptics, to the people who just tell you, you know, well, you just got to toughen up. No, you don't. It's your show. You call the shots. You don't have to listen to anybody else. Hell, you don't even have to listen to me. Anyway, Christmas plans in full swing. Got it lined up. My kids are coming down for Christmas Day. Got the presents wrapped and the decorations done. Looking forward to celebrating Christmas all through the weekend and into the next week. Not sure what kind of video I'll post tomorrow. But I'll probably record videos for the next couple days tomorrow so that I can take some time. Right now, I think I'm going to take a nap. My caregiver's here taking care of my son. I've done all my responsibilities for the day, paid the bills, did some grocery shopping. I did my adulting for the day. I'm going to take a few minutes for myself. And hopefully you can find a few minutes today to take for yourself. You don't have to feel like crap. And don't ever let anybody convince you you do. If you're feeling like you're not happy, and I don't mean happy like happy, but in your heart, if you can't find joy in something, go get some help, because I promise you, there is so much joy in the world. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.